What is up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. What a great day here after watching that absolute wonderful performance at the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. Miami barely falling to the juggernaut that is Rutgers. Slim, how you feeling about this?
I thought about taking a hammer to my bad boy mower.
So you own a Bad Boy mower?
I do. I own a bad boy mower, as a matter of fact.
Oh wow, you own a Bad Boy mower and your Miami team. Do you think there's some kind of conspiracy there or something?
I mean, there might be. Like, I got a couple conspiracy theories about, a targeting that didn't happen and a touchdown that didn't happen. And I always
Yeah,
got a few
yeah,
conspiracies. I
yeah. That
also
was
have some conspiracies about Oregon fans that wear socks with Crocs.
mm, Oregon fans. So Oregon fans do wear socks with Crocs. I do think so. What's up, Ben? Good to see you.
Weird people. Weird people.
Oh man. So yeah, that was a pretty bad performance. So you think they just ran it down our throats or what? What's going on here?
Oh, that's exactly what they did. I mean, Leonard Taylor being out of the game, missing your best defensive lineman, and God bless him, Ruben Bain tried and made some plays. I'm not going to take that away from him. Absolutely made some plays, and so did Mauagoa. But I mean, missing your key guys on that defensive line hurt, and Rutgers took advantage of it. I mean, that and the fact that uh, Rutgers starting running back came into that game with 1,100 yards on the season anyway, so he was no slouch.
Right. But it is Rutgers. I mean, that was pretty.
Well, I get it's Rutgers, but he come into the season with 1,100 yards playing defenses like Penn State and Michigan and Ohio State. I mean, that's 3 top 15 defenses in the country.
Right.
So, I mean, just because he's at Rutgers doesn't mean he ain't a good player.
Right. No, totally agree with you there. It was definitely disappointing. We made it to a bowl game this year, and my hopes was that we would just win a bowl game this year. And
I've been saying it for years.
yeah,
Quit worrying about winning the conference. Quit worrying about making the playoffs. Worry about winning a bowl game.
yeah, wouldn't that be nice? And I really had confidence in this one. I really did. I picked Miami, in the pick'ems that we're doing there on Mark's page, and I actually put a lot of confidence points on it. I really thought we had this one, but here we are once again. Here we are once again, family. Uh,
Well, and Rutgers came into the game with a good game plan. I mean, it is what it is. They knew you're missing some key guys on your D line, so they come in there with bully ball, control the clock, and they did. I mean, Miami got what, one offensive possession in the first quarter.
yeah, yeah, that doesn't help.
I mean, before those last 2 drives going into half, they had like 9 total plays.
Yeah, like I
So
was telling you before, I missed the first quarter, about the first quarter and a half of the game, so I'm kind of clueless on exactly what happened. I got to go back and rewatch it, but or I don't even know that I will. Just being honest, I don't think I will go
well,
back and
and
rewatch it. But
I mean, offensively, especially early on, you didn't miss much. Um, Jakari looked bad to start the game, but to his credit, he settled into the game and actually started to look pretty good. Like, I would feel confident going into next year with Jakari. I'm not gonna lie about it. I would,
yeah,
and I like too. He's shown that he's not a Lamar Jackson type. Like, he's gonna make one read then take off. I mean, he had like 60 something yards rushing. Okay, I don't have a problem with my quarterback doing that. I don't like these guys that like to make one read and then want to take off with the ball and have got 100 something yards rushing every game. That I'm not a fan of. But I mean, Jakari definitely tries to extend plays before he takes off. He's still looking down the field before he takes off with it, and I like that.
yeah. So how'd you feel there at the end when we actually recovered the onside kick? I mean, that was exciting. It was like, oh my God, we might actually have hope, and then it was just nothing. That was
Yeah. eh, Well, and I'm curious. I really am to get Miami fans' perspective on this because for all the claims of Tyler Van Dyke keying in on Restrepo, Jakari threw less than 5 passes to somebody not named Restrepo.
Right.
So now, granted, to his credit, I mean, you got a guy that after that first catch is sitting at 1,100 yards on the season. I mean, there's a reason he's your go-to, but
Yeah, I mean, Restrepo's a solid target. I don't quite understand the thing. I mean, if you got somebody who will make a play most of the time and catches it most of the time, throw it to, you know,
yeah. Well,
give him
and
the
and
damn
I don't
ball.
and I don't know what Georgia's problem was in this game, but I know after the second unsportsmanlike, I was like, they need to set him on the bench. I mean, he ended up costing you by himself 45 yards worth of penalties. And I don't know if that corner said something about his mama, if the corner stole his girlfriend. I don't know what happened, but they were going at it all game. And that corner got into Georgia's head and got him out of his game. And definitely at some inopportune times, he got a 15-yard penalty that really hurt the offense.
Yeah, penalty. I mean, we've talked about that from the beginning. I mean, penalties have absolutely, hurt us this year, and dumb penalties, and that's not,
Yes,
you
and
can't do
there
that.
was
You got to have some
yeah,
control.
like there was another one just for absolutely no reason at all, and I don't even know who it was. I remember it's number 17, I think. Just took a shot at Rutgers punter and got you a 15-yard penalty for what? It's just dumb stuff like that that for absolutely no reason whatsoever that just aggravates the ever loving shit out of me.
Yeah. Here we got Rocky Top Kane. He says, JB11 needs to get gone. The wide receiver room does need an upgrade, and Mario needs to stay out of the offense.
Well, I mean, I don't know that Mario's messing with the offense.
Yeah, I
I
don't know if he
mean,
is or not either, though.
Shannon Dawson said himself that, you know, Mike Leach told him some years ago that he runs the ball too much to call his system an air raid. So I mean, he likes to run the ball as well. Like I think a lot of people had some misconceptions on what Shannon Dawson's offense was and was gonna look like and supposed to be.
Well, yeah, they called it. Everybody wanted to say air raid from the beginning, but I never,
No.
researching and looking at it, it never really was an air raid. I don't think. Um,
Yeah.
that he ran before. I mean, it was what do they call that? It's like a mixture between the two.
I mean,
They
I
had
guess you would just call it a modern spread at that point, to be honest with you, because air
right,
raid is just lack of a running game. You add a
right,
running game back to it, and it's just, and I like the balance personally. I like a balance between rushing and passing. It keeps the defense honest, um, and they don't exactly know what to expect out of you next.
right. So look at
I
that. We
mean,
got our
it
friend here.
we got our friend.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
What's up, buddy? How you doing, man? You want to go by Magna or you want to go by?
Oh, Kyle, you can just call me Kyle.
Okay, Kyle.
That's good.
Just want to make sure. Didn't want to throw you off. This is a Kyle.
Oh,
He's
you're
always in the
good.
comments too.
Yeah, it was a pretty rough one to have to sit through on an off day.
Yeah,
But
exactly. I'm glad you had the day off at least.
oh yeah. Thanks for y'all having me on.
Oh, of course,
Well,
man. Anytime.
Rocky Top Kane, yes, you're right. Mario is the common denominator in the equation you put up there. The only problem is your expectation of an offense looking spectacular the very first season of an offensive coordinator. Like I don't know where people get this line of thought that if it doesn't look exactly like you want it to from game one, then it's just garbage. Not to mention, we all talked about it in the offseason. Mario took so long to hire people that takes time away from your offense learning a new offense.
What do you think about it, Kyle? And what's your take on it? Let's.
On the game, well,
The game, the season, or
I,
looking forward. I mean, what do you think?
I mean, I think like it's pretty simple. We didn't stop the run. We didn't stop one of the great, a really good running back. Obviously because of the numbers he's put up this season. And I mean, we did everything we could. We fought till the end. I'll give him that. But it's just kind of been, I don't know, the ending of that game's kind of been like the mantra of the whole season. It's just been kind of a disappointment. It looked like we were going to get kind of handled at the end, and then it, we kind of got ourselves back in the game, and then, we lose it.
Well, and we were talking about that. Dumb penalties, I think, is what kept them from getting back into the game.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Slim. Yeah, for sure. A lot of stupid penalties, especially with the
football.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't. I mean, you can't get carried away in the trash talking or whatever, and just knock a guy out of nowhere. After the play's dead. But I don't know.
Yeah, definitely not what we wanted to see. But so Slim, how do you feel looking forward? I mean, like
I don't know. I thought Mario was getting a handle on the discipline part of the football game, and now I have to question that after this game. Obviously, I disagree with a couple people in the comments section. I'm fine with going with Jakari Brown forward, because you can see the improvement in this game once he settled in, versus when he came in even during Georgia Tech last year. I do agree there. I want to see one of these freshman wide receivers make an impact. They're going to have to. Somebody has wide receiver room on the outside, but beyond just a slot receiver, has got to be a difference maker in a game. Somebody somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I am seeing positive things on the recruiting trail. I mean, obviously we picked up a lot of good commits, and I think they'll stay. I mean, I think we've got hope. We have the talent, and that's the problem. I wish I don't know where the disconnect is there. I mean, I don't know if it's Mario, or I don't know if it's you hear a lot of people say. I mean, even the ESPN talking heads, and everything about his coaching abilities. He's an awesome recruiter, but I don't know.
I've gotten in arguments with people over that. Like it's all based off of expectations, and I think there were unrealistic expectations put on him at Oregon. Like you heard it year after year, because he won the Pac-12 twice. They kept putting expectations on him to make the playoffs. Why? The guy was in his very first Power 5 head coaching job ever, and he was only in it for 3 years. Why would the expectation be on him to make the playoffs? I mean, I get natural progression, but also being a young coach, and Mario is still a young head coach, you're going to have boneheaded mistakes. I mean, we talk about player development all the time. Coaching development's a real thing too.
Yeah, and I guess he does have a lot of expectations from this fan base, especially. I mean.
Of course, and this fan base is going to put even higher expectations on it. And I was having a conversation with somebody about this on Twitter earlier today, and like no matter how much you want it to happen, and I hear it from guys like all about the U83 and T2I and everybody else. You're tired of the 20 years of mediocrity, but guess what? You don't dig yourself out of that hole in 1 or 2 seasons. That's not how it works.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that, Slim. I think as fans, you just have to sit back and kind of take it, but like you said, you can't just keep going through coach after coach. and expect better results. I totally agree with you on that at this point.
I've been saying it. It feels like till I'm blue in the face, and I don't care who's tired of hearing it. I'm going to keep saying it. Mario
Yeah.
Cristobal was head coach number 6 in our 18th season in the ACC. That is a recipe for disaster for any program from Miami to Alabama to USC to I don't care who you name. And I may be the only person that'll stand up and defend Tyler Van Dyke. 4 offensive coordinators in your tenure at Miami is a recipe for disaster for any quarterback. From
That's
Pat
very true.
Mahomes to Joe Montana.
So how do y'all feel about Dawson at this point? I mean, I'm not saying get rid of him or whatever, but
I think his system's fine. I think they
Okay.
need time to implement it.
yeah,
I mean, because look at it now. We're in December. So they've only been staring at his playbook for 10 months. They haven't even been staring at his playbook for a year yet.
that's true. Yeah, I think it's just all knee jerk. When you're feeling bad, you want to, just get the next best guy, which never ends up being the next best guy. It's just about the same amount of results.
Right?
Yeah, we can't just keep funneling them through. We got to stick with something for a minute and see if it works. But God dang, I'm ready to see something work.
Same here.
and I get it. And some people are just like, screw it. It's been this way for 20 years.
hmm
It ain't working. Fire him. Get the next best thing. Well, you really are starting to get to the point where we're a fire or two away from being Tennessee, where people are just like, no, I don't want the job.
Oh God. Yeah, Tennessee's been. Oof. Glad I'm not on their side.
It's well known at this point. Before they hired Heupel, it was reported that 5 coaches all turned the job down.
Hey,
I
Want to
believe
get to
that.
that point?
Slim, can you check out this comment here? Tell me what's off about this comment.
Let's see here.
What is off about this comment?
Well, the first thing that stands out is George saying he's at work.
Exactly. George is at work.
The second thing is him saying he's not going to take the time to say anything rude or sarcastic. That's 99% of George's life when he's not asleep.
Yep.
Yeah, the fact that he says he's at work just stood right out to me.
Yeah.
Hey, check it out.
that was the first thing.
We've got our favorite Miami fan coming in right here.
What's going on?
Is it one of our Debbie Downer winners?
Hey,
It is one of our Debbie Downer winners.
what's up, man? Did you get to watch the game over there? Where are you at? In England right now?
Yeah, I'm in London.
You're in London.
It's 11:30.
Have some fish and chips and a pint for me.
Fish on chips. I've already had 2 pints. The girls are just in the room now getting wine drunk, and then we're gonna go out again. They're gonna finish a bottle in there.
Oh, cool. Did you watch the game? Did you have a chance? Did you see that spectacular finish to our season?
I was following along on Twitter. I had the Twitter notifications. I don't know. It just seems like everyone's in a twist.
On Twitter? Never.
No.
Hey, listen, I can't. As somebody that was late to the party on Twitter, I was missing out. I've had some fun on there.
Oh yeah,
I
Twitter's
know.
a blast.
I've seen you. But this might upset people, but as much as I would have liked to win a bowl game, I don't really care too much when you put into context that we had like 3 backups on the O-line, backup safeties, backup defensive linemen. I know people hate the whole meaningless bowl game thing, but
Well, no, you got to
when
put it
you
in
start,
context, sir. They're quitters. And yes, for my team or any team, they are quitters.
Yeah. I mean, I know in my heart of hearts, if we had like the team that we've had all season on that field, I think we win by 2 touchdowns.
Probably.
But
Yeah, because
that's
that was one of my main things. If Leonard Taylor was out there, they wouldn't have been able to run the ball the way they did.
yeah. If Cam Kitchens was out there, like I feel like he'd be a lot more in on those blitzes because Rutgers couldn't pass. From the little I
Right.
saw, like everyone was just joking around that every time they dropped back to pass, like they knew it'd be like incomplete or a gain or something.
Yeah.
Like, so I know everyone's like getting in a twist, and I've already seen people because time Miami loses, they have to make fun of it. They're like, "Oh my God, you lost to Rutgers!" It's like this means nothing. Like I already had my friends try to troll me, and I was like, "Dude, this loss does not hurt me at all. Like this loss means nothing to me. If we had won the game, I would have been happy about it. We lose, okay, so what? Honestly."
And I'm certainly not going to take any lip from the Socks with Crocs crowd. Hey, at least Mario could win the conference in a New Year's Six game. How's all that? How's that shit going with Dan Lanning?
Not even that, but just like you've got FSU fans talking shit, and it's like you can't even afford to pay the guys you have on your roster. Like you,
we do have our first contestant though for the final end of the season here. Ray Edwards says, "I'm done supporting this trash program. Goodbye, as a Canes fan." Okay, well, goodbye, sir.
Ray, let me let you in on a little secret. This ain't an airport, lady. You don't have to announce your departure.
Debbie Downer #1, Ray Edwards.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I really wanted to jump in here and say, because I know I've seen a lot of people talking about how this program is pathetic and blah 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 blah, and we didn't have depth. And it's like, yeah, I know we didn't have depth. We've been saying it all year on this show, like how there was lack of depth.
I've been saying it for 5 years on YouTube that we don't have depth, not quality depth. Listen, we got 110 players like everybody else, but especially once you hit that third string, the quality's just not there.
Yeah, I mean, look, I would be pissed about this loss if it was like the old bowl games where everyone played and it's like, holy shit, we had our whole team on the field and we lost to Rutgers. But no, you had a third-string quarterback that hasn't played all year. Mark Fletcher goes down early. Jacoby George, I don't know what was
And
up
they
with
never
that
updated him either. I hope he's okay.
They said that he has a foot injury and X-rays came back negative.
Okay,
So I
haven't heard anything.
I saw it on Twitter. I saw it on Twitter now, or X. Sorry, Elon.
X. It's X. Don't be
X,
crashing
yeah.
Daddy Elon. So Alex, how's the cruise, man? I mean, how's the trip going? Aren't you on a cruise? Isn't that what you're doing?
No, we were in the south of Spain, in Malaga, to visit my family for Christmas, and my fiance has family in Madrid.
Oh, okay.
So we took a train up there, and then while we were there, like the flights to London are just like super cheap. So me, my fiance, my brother, and his girlfriend, we all booked a flight, came to London this morning, and now we're just here until the 30th.
Uh-oh, Batman's here.
What's up, Chalupa?
Everybody, get straightened up. Y'all got to act right. Chalupa's here.
Uh-oh, Chalupa's here.
Hey, now Chalupa, you're starting to sound like me now. Watch it.
I wasn't sure. Let me send Chalupa the link. Maybe make sure he got that.
It's in the comments.
Well, yeah, I know. Yeah, let me see if he just in case he wants to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna.
Well, Rocky Top Kane, no,
Awesome.
not everybody with a pulse smacked Rutgers. Go check out their game against Michigan. They gave Michigan all they wanted, and then some.
That's true.
I mean, this was the most Greg Schiano game I think I've ever seen.
That was classic Greg Schiano. Greg Schiano is old school smash mouth power football.
Mm-hmm.
When it was special teams, when it would and again, I'm not bro. I'm in fucking London right on vacation. I'm not gonna get pissy just because some 18-year-old backups couldn't do well. You know, lighten the fuck up.
Don't let it ruin your vacation. Definitely.
No, not even just that. It's Christmas time. It's New Year's. Are we really gonna get pissy at this? Because it's because we lost the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. Ooh, the program is dead.
Hey, don't knock Bad Boy Mowers.
Yeah,
I
Slim
have
has
one,
a Bad
and
Boy
that's a
mower,
damn
so
good
we,
mower.
Oh,
But
we're not allowed to diss on Bad Boy mowers.
I mean, like, it's just dumb. It's true. It's true what they say. Like, bowl games just don't really mean as much anymore. And I hate to say it because bowl season always used to be a lot of fun. But when you have, a third string quarterback and the backup running back and the backup offensive, when you have Louis Cristobal on the field, this game don't mean shit. Sorry.
Oh, that was
I mean,
mean.
it's mean, but it's true. That's not indicative of who this team was. And I'll say it again. If the full team is out there, if you take the full Rutgers team, I mean, did Rutgers really have any opt-outs? Who would opt out from Rutgers? I would
Really.
guarantee it.
I mean, that's become all bowl games that aren't playoff games at this point, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, FSU, finished for 13. Well, looks like you're quitting on 13 because half your team is left into the portal.
Yes, Rocky Top. I know the final score. Go look at something other than the final score. Okay. There's plenty. There's 100 games a season. The final score does not give you the story of that game.
Yeah, I mean,
sure doesn't.
I'm at least proud that the young backups fought hard and really wanted to win this game. We can at least say that they fought to the end. But whatever.
Yeah, and definitely disappointing not to win, but I'm not gonna lose a second of sleep over it.
No.
Well,
no, if this was the national championship game, I'd be throwing a fit over here. But
well, I'm gonna be a little more down on it than y'all because of what I said earlier about some of it is still natural progression, and you've won one bowl game in a decade.
Right. Yeah, I would like to win a bowl game. That would be nice.
Yeah, I haven't done that since 2016 against West Virginia.
That was the last one, and before that, you'd have to go back to 2006, the NPC Computers game.
Oh,
Kyle, how many bowl games in your lifetime have you seen us win?
Oh, okay. Well, my first ever game, pretty much watching Miami, was the Ohio State game for the national title. So,
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like 13 at the time. That's when I first really 2002 was about the time I really got into football. And my mom and dad they're big Auburn fans, but I slowly kind of worked my way into really liking football because I never really cared about it in the beginning growing up. But then I got into everything Miami because I love the Hurricanes. They're just the best team. And I think so. I guess our first bowl game after that would have been the next year, the Orange Bowl against FSU.
Yeah, 2003 was the Orange Bowl
and
against
then
FSU. 04 was the Peach Bowl against Florida.
Yeah.
And then 05.
Yep. I went to that one.
05 is when you started to really see the drop off, and they ended up losing that Peach Bowl again to, I think it was LSU, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's ask Alex the same question. How many bowl games have you seen us win?
Yeah, I went to that Peach Bowl against LSU. That was not a good time.
One.
In your lifetime, one bowl game.
Russell Athletic Bowl against West Virginia.
Oh yeah, because mostly I was gonna say most of the games I've been to, we pretty much lost. I mean, I don't even know how many times I can count on my fingers that we've actually won. But
dude, I drove out to that damn Snow Bowl when we played Notre Dame and El Paso.
No, Washington State.
Yeah, that one too.
I mean, they were calling for 60-something degrees, almost 70. It ended up being a damn blizzard.
Also, I gotta say, the Brits may have figured out how to take over the world back in the day, but they sure have not have not figured out an internet connection because I'm lagging like a motherfucker out here.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you're about 4,000 miles away.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's at least nice out here. As nice as Britain can get with the cloudy weather and the rain.
Right. It's
Well, I mean,
nice as it can be
it's
in
like
Britain.
living in the Pacific Northwest all the time.
I mean, no, it was kind of cold out. I think it's like 30 degrees outside right now.
Yeah, with horrible food, son.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, Rocky Top, nobody's saying we're happy with it, but the point is you don't get out of the hole you've dug yourself for 20 years in 1 or 2 seasons. Like 1 or 2 recruiting classes don't fix that.
I mean, I've already seen like these, like the more broad college football pages posting like, "Is Mario Cristobal a failure at Miami?" And it's like, stop it,
There
come on,
goes
like,
Slim with his gunshot again. I don't know what that is, but
I was wondering. It's like,
My
damn.
bad. Yeah, like,
Yeah,
listen,
I mean-
I mean, all of us up here hate it as much as everybody else, but it's just the simple fact that, you know, outside of, like, you could hire Nick Saban tomorrow. Guess what? Your football team's not winning a national title the next year. Like, that's not how
Yeah.
it works.
No.
what about a bowl game? Would we win a bowl game
Yeah.
if we
All
did
I
that?
ask of Mario is just that he learns from his mistakes and improves.
Sure.
yeah. I mean, I saw everyone talking about the whole timeout thing. Can you guys clue me in on that? Like, what happened? Because, like I said, I didn't watch the game. I was mostly following on Twitter.
I mean, maybe. I would say there was once in the second half where he could have used a timeout. But, I mean, use it just to use it, I don't care. There's one point I'll say they probably could have had an extra maybe 10 to 12 seconds. But, I mean, here's the thing. We saw how it turned out. Okay, they would have had to have taken 2 knees instead of 1.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't know. And I agree with Rocky Top what he is saying here. He's like, he's not dropping Miami, but it is disheartening. I would have liked this. I'm very like I said, I'm not going to lose a moment's sleep over it. And it's not like after 20 years of losing bowl games that I'm actually shocked that we lost. But I really had hopes to win this one. And Ben, I needed this pick. I needed this win for my picks today too.
Yeah.
I had a lot of points on
Well,
Miami.
and like I said, I'm not completely disagreeing that. Actually, I'm not even disagreeing at all that Mario has growing to do as a head coach. But I do think unfair expectations have been put on him up to this point, and I think people are jumping the gun a little bit. Like
Yeah,
perfect example. Nobody's going to argue that Kirby Smart is one of the best coaches. And sure, he made the playoffs and won a playoff game in his second year. Didn't make the playoffs again for 5 years.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, my thing was if we could, put up with the Butch Davis there until how long it took him to get us, back to the top. I mean,
Right, and that's about the
Seems like,
time when I really started following football was around the time Butch came in. I mean, I remember it earlier, but I was a kid.
Yeah, and I mean, not just that. Then you also add in the fact that Miami's a national brand that people want to see fail, and the expectations that were placed upon him year one with bringing in Josh Gaddis, and then what was the other clown's name? The defensive coordinator.
Can't really call him a clown because that's a damn good defense that Alabama's got with Kevin Steele right now.
Oh, Kevin Steele. Yeah, and then bringing in Kevin Steele and like all these guys.
But see, that's my point. What's the problem with Kevin Steele? Dude has an elite defense right now, and that goes back to my point earlier that people seem to just get in this little funk where if it does not work out exactly the way you want it to work out year one, fire him, move on to somebody else. And
People
that
already
right
saying
there
that
is
about
one of the
Shannon
biggest
Dawson.
parts of our problems. Yeah, I've seen it about Dawson too.
People are saying it right now. Open Twitter, Slim. You'll see like 20 tweets about it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten on there. I haven't gotten on there yet, but it's to come.
Yeah, but that was my little 2 cents. I'm gonna leave you guys to finish out the rest
Well,
of
well
this.
let me ask you before you jump off. Are you in a labyrinth?
No, I'm in a hotel hallway.
I mean, I've seen you go in and go on. I'm waiting for that. And what the hell they call it? That like, two-legged goat thing or whatever to come out.
Was that a reference to the '80s film with David Bowie?
Right, he's about to get taken by Jareth the Goblin King. Come out. Let me tell you about the power.
No, I'm just in a hotel hallway and I like pacing back and forth when I talk.
Okay, I was just making sure you weren't lost because you've been walking like endlessly the whole time, and you just keep making left turns, right turns. I don't know what's going on.
No, I'm just going.
Hey, listen, if you get lost, we'll send Liam Neeson over there, and everything will be fine.
Right. Yeah, Minotaur, Rocky Top. Thank you.
But no, yeah, I mean, this game meant nothing to me. Like, would it have been great to win and say, yes, we finally won a bowl game? Yeah, but losing with a bunch of backups and third stringers. Oh well.
Right, but I mean, I will say from the beginning. I mean, most of us picked 7-5, 8-4 with the like. If we could just do that and win a bowl game, I'll be happy. And then to lose, it's like, God dang it,
Well, and then just to give me fucking hope. You haven't kicked an onside kick all year, much less recovered one. And I mean, you couldn't have planned that any better. Where he hit the defender at just the right time to knock the ball loose, and Corey Couch fell on it. And I looked at my wife, and I said at the time, I was like, they're doing this just to screw with me. I already know it.
Yeah, I saw the tweet. Yeah. I saw the tweet where everyone was like, oh, they recovered the onside kick. Oh, my God. I was like, we're still going to lose this fucking game. Like, they're not fucking winning.
Man.
But whatever. Yeah, it's about to be midnight over here. And that's just fucking wild to me because I'm still in Miami time.
Well, at least that means you'll be late wherever you're going. What do they call that? We always call it Cuban time. Alex is running on Cuban time. You're going to be 30 minutes late.
You know what?
That before Alex goes, that brings up a great question. When Miami plays Duke next year, are we just going to rename that to the Cuban Bowl?
Ooh, yes.
And like, how Tennessee and Alabama, they had the cigars. Whoever wins the game, just start passing out cups of Cuban coffee.
No, cigars and rum. That's what you get. But yeah. Oh, sad I couldn't be there for the full final show of 2023, but at least I got to pop in a little bit. You guys have fun with the rest of this clusterfuck with the stuff that I see going on in this comment section. It seems to be a lot of fun.
Oh no, this one
enjoy your
this
vacation.
good.
Yeah,
that's fine. No, that isn't a sarcastic fun. Like, I mean, it genuinely looks like a chill comment section right now. I thought it'd be a lot worse.
Yeah, we've only had one real Debbie Downer that said bye
and
quit and ran away. But
yeah, only one Karen today.
Yeah, only one. Here we go. We got Twisted Rooster trolling.
Yeah, Karen number 2 shows up. Yeah, South Carolina man.
Yeah, of all the people that don't need to be talking smack, maybe the South Carolina guy needs to sit this one out.
Didn't I see a Florida fan? Didn't I see a Florida fan?
I still love you, Rooster. I do.
Yeah, George was in here, but that's our token, Florida fan.
I lied a minute ago. I saw that on Twitter right before I got on here because I was putting on some shoes before I came outside, and I did see on Twitter that somebody posted that Ken Dorsey needs to be the head coach tomorrow. And I was just like, good God, just why?
Oh, geez. What's up, LW? He says, Miami played today. Did Ken Dorsey opt out?
Make Ken Dorsey the head coach. Make Ken Dorsey the head coach. Make Andre Johnson the offensive coordinator. Make Ed Reed the defensive coordinator. Fuck it. Why not?
Yeah, let's just bring back Uncle Luke. He can go, come in there and run our offense for us.
Hey, I would hire him in the social media department yesterday, though. If I'm just being honest.
Make Uncle Luke is director of recruiting because he would only go after 3 stars from fucking Miami Central.
Right. Oh, jeez.
God. I love this fan, but
it's one hell of a job being a Miami fan, but damn, I love it.
Yeah. At least got the Dolphins.
Yeah, we still do have the Dolphins doing good for us. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
Slim.
but see, I'm a Tampa Bay fan, winning that
Yeah,
division, baby. How about that Baker Mayfield?
I was about to say, Slim's got Baker Mayfield with the Oklahoma swagger back.
They'll screw it up when they get to playoffs. I ain't worried about it.
Nah, you might fuck around and beat the Cowboys and start huffing some hopium.
Oh, dude, listen. If Tampa beats the Cowboys in the playoffs, I'll be insufferable on Twitter for a week.
Oh, I'll turn on post notifications just to see that.
Because
who do
I
we
grew
play
up
next?
rooting for
Baltimore?
Tampa and against
Yeah.
Cowboys.
Yeah, Baltimore.
Yeah, we play Baltimore next, so
In Baltimore.
Yeah.
That'll be a good game, to be honest.
yeah,
I mean,
I don't
both
see
those.
us winning that.
But the only problem I have with it is Waddle's out.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Waddle.
All right, but I'm gonna let you degenerates go. Happy New Year to you,
thank you,
2024. Because
Yeah,
guess
buddy.
what?
Have fun on your vacation.
As much as you guys hate us and talk shit about Slim and this whole thing, we'll be back next year.
Oh yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to torment you for years to come. Miami fans
Forever.
everywhere.
And ever. And ever. And ever.
But listen.
Yeah, we'll be back even more than Miami's going to be back next year. So.
Listen.
Very true.
At the end of the day, if we're going to be completely honest, you'd rather have me than that fuckwad touchdown Timothy on Twitter.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's be honest about it.
I like Touchdown Timothy though. Timothy is hilarious, man. That guy's funny as hell.
Dude, he goes from trash talk to straight thirsty on Twitter in the blink of an eye. It's hilarious.
No, the funniest thing I saw on Twitter is when him and Danny Boy Kane were having a source off about when we were going to get the quarterback announcement.
Oh God.
Now, I'll admit I'm not a fan of that. I think Mario's kind of backing himself into a corner with that, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
But the way Jakari played today makes me feel a little better about it.
Yeah, I heard Jakari played all right.
He did. I think he was like 12 for 15. I mean, he had 3 incompletions, but they didn't have him throw the ball.
I saw a stat line. He was like 20 of 32, which isn't like a bad completion percentage, and then it was like 182 yards.
Now, to everybody that complained about Tyler Van Dyke focusing on Restrepo, I think Jakari might have threw 3 passes to somebody not named Restrepo. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm glad he's coming back. I saw people on Twitter earlier this week talking shit about Restrepo, being like, "Oh, I hope he leaves," and it's like, why? Are you stupid?
Yeah. I mean, listen, we need him, and I said this before you came on, they need a legitimate threat on the outside of the numbers, big time.
Yeah, we missed Colby Young today.
And George lost his ever-loving mind. That corner got in his head, and he had 45 yards worth of unsportsmanlike penalties just on him.
Yeah, but then I saw the one holding penalty that they called on him that it was like bullshit. But whatever.
Yeah, it was kind of okay. That one's, and I'll give you that. It was kind of, there was hand fighting back and forth, but those 3 unsportsmanlikes were legitimate.
No, I'm not going to doubt that. Like, I know I don't know where it came from that he turned into such a hothead, but whatever.
That corner got in his head. I mean, it's somebody I think it was Chalupa put it in the chat earlier. Rutgers made us play their game. Yeah. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Again, I'm not going to trip too much about it.
You're in London, man, on vacation. Have fun.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what this team's really about in August 31st against the baby crocodiles or whatever.
Yeah, and you know what? One thing, it's the off season. We're back. We get to talk. We get to talk all the smack that we want. Miami is
Oh,
back. The U is back. It's the off season. It's the best time of the year for us Canes fans. So,
if we,
I mean, let's
Yeah.
be proud.
if we get Cam Ward, the lies that will be told this
Well, not just him. I mean, Will Howard hasn't committed anywhere yet either.
Nope.
And I'm gonna be honest, just to what Dawson does, I think Will Howard may fit it better. Just an
yeah.
opinion.
Hey,
I mean-
Rooster says that I was his first love, but Slim's his hero. So I got this for you, Rooster. I love you too. Check this out. Let's see if it works.
I'm
Oh,
somebody's
look at
hero.
that. Just for you, Rooster.
Oh, sweetest fucking thing ever.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
But yeah, it is the off season, so I'm in a good mood.
Right?
You know, now
Well, I'm
we
in a
have-
good mood for now. Like, come, May or June, I'm gonna get annoyed with the off season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But all right, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna be
All right,
heading
buddy.
out.
Happy New Year, man. Enjoy your trip.
Yeah, but Happy New Year, Merry Christmas to all the Canes fans.
Happy Kwanzaa. We're inclusive here.
Happy holidays. It's not Merry Christmas. I'm sorry, politically correct. Happy holidays. To all the Canes fans, to the ones that support us, and all the Debbie Downers and shit talkers. We love you equally because it's engagement and it gets the channel out there. So we'll take what we can get.
I love Debbie Downers. Not even for that reason. I just love having them around.
Well, no, we made
Oh,
an
yeah.
award about it. It makes it a lot more fun. But yeah, look at this.
All right, buddy.
See ya, Alex.
Uh,
Oh, that's funny. Always great to hear from Alex. Always
Now, the
great.
one thing I'll kind of disagree with him about, and this I'm sure will be talked about ad nauseum during the off season. It does kind of give you an idea of what your secondary and D line are going to look like next year, and I hope they got a freshman or two that can step up. That's all I'm gonna say, especially on that D line.
It's a funny comment from Rocky Top Kane. He says the off season will be like the hot girl we like, giving us signals that she might be interested. But when the season starts, she'll reveal she just wanted the attention while her boo was out of town.
No, the off season is when we come out of the friend zone, and then the season is when you go back into the friend zone.
Right, exactly.
Just so they can get
I
a
feel
couple
that.
of dinners and a few drinks out of you.
Oh man, I do like the off season. It's such a nice time of year.
Well,
So-
the weather's definitely better.
So what do y'all think?
What's that, Kyle?
I was wondering what do y'all think's going on with Cam Ward? Because I mean, I thought he was going to pretty much decide and announce like right after Christmas, like immediately. But I want
He's been
I'm
quiet.
kind of wondering
Like the only person making any noise
Yeah.
has been his dad, and I ignore people like that.
Okay, yeah, Yeah.
And like I
Yeah.
don't honestly think he's looking at going to the NFL. Not that I think he's a bad quarterback, but it is just such a stacked
Yeah.
class that he could fall very quickly to day 2 or 3, just because it's such a stacked class.
yeah. Do you think Slim that the Kansas State quarterback would be a better fit, or
I think he would fit the system better. Yeah.
okay? He seems like I mean his stats are pretty impressive from what I saw.
Well,
is he
let's-
playing right now?
And he's
No, he's not playing in Kansas
Okay,
State's
so-
bowl game.
Okay, so he opted out.
Yeah. Now let's not act like that. There's no warts on Cam Ward either. I mean, dude's got like 17 fumbles. So I mean, Cindy
True.
Crawford's got a beauty mark.
Yeah, you got to go after I would say I guess the most proven, in tough situations, kind of, somebody that's not going to just be a pretty,
Right.
sit up there and be pretty, or the hype name, which is kind of seeing what Cam is now. So that's why it kind of worries
And
me
I'm
a
going to
little.
be honest with you. The first name that came to my mind when I heard they were going after a transfer quarterback, like just initial gut reaction was like, give me Will Rogers.
Yeah, I heard a lot about him in the beginning, and then that just kind of faded away. It seemed like, but
Well, Will
yeah,
Rogers picked really quick where he was going.
Yeah.
And that's where I kind of don't like playing these games with Cam Ward. It's like, okay, I get you're in the running for this guy, and by all accounts, you probably have the best shot at getting him. But you kind of backed yourself into a corner where it may just be him, or your next best option may be KJ Jefferson, who, by the way, I don't think is bad. I think there's a bad Arkansas team around KJ Jefferson.
For sure. Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with him either.
I mean, you want to talk about somebody that with running ability, and he's like 6'4", almost 250. Like, that's a big boy.
Yeah. That's kind of what you need in that offense if you're going to use the quarterback to run at times too.
Yeah, which surprised me the way Clemson used DJ. Like, as big as DJ is, I'm like, okay, if you're going to run him, it's going to be short yardage or goal line.
Yep. For sure. Yeah. He's not a speedster.
No, but I mean, he's a tank. So, I mean, it's kind of like Tim Tebow. I'd love Tim Tebow in a goal line situation, and to Urban Meyer's credit, that's what he did.
Yep.
Well, fellas, I'm gonna wrap this thing up here in a second. I got to go pick the missus up from work. She's blowing my phone up here, but not really. I'm joking. Yeah. She knows we're doing this show. She just let me know she was done a minute ago. So final thoughts? Anything? I mean, what can we tell the people? What do you think? Any positive words?
I'm thinking.
Well, you think. Listen, did the season go the way we wanted? No. Did the bowl game go the way we wanted? No. But what is happening is exactly what we knew was going to happen with Mario, guaranteed to up the talent level. And the talent level is upgrading. So they're going to be better next year, even if it's a bad system, even if Shannon Dawson and Lance Guidry are both terrible, they're going to be better by default because they have better talent on the field.
That's very true. I mean, yeah, it's like all I ask is really if the staff can just learn from their mistakes, correct their own, mistakes is even a coaching staff, and teach the players, better with each season. I think we can get there. It's just going to take time.
Well, and I also think, like, okay, we keep going back to this in-game stuff with Mario calling timeouts and stuff like that. I mean, do people actually think that Mario is the one looking for the timeouts, or if it's the coordinators? Like, they're obviously the reps are looking to Mario; he's the one calling it, but the coordinators are saying, "Hey, I need a timeout. I don't like this play. We're seeing something we don't like. Whatever." So I also do think Mario's catching flack for things that aren't him. And then what we focus on every year, just unrealistic expectations for what the team should be.
Yeah, well, hey, you know what? I hope next year we go at least 8-4 and win a bowl game.
Hey, we did 2 games better this year, so I'm going to call 2 games better next year, 9-3.
All right,
starting with a win in the Swamp.
Hey,
yeah, Florida better watch out.
And listen, we're going to beat Florida State too. we're going to end up running the state of Florida, and that's going to kind of, like, no matter how the season goes, that's going to kind of quell a lot when you, at the end of the season, you've beaten Florida and Florida State.
Yeah, hopefully so.
For sure.
So. All right. Well, nothing else to say. I guess. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all our faithful listeners out there. And like Alex said, we will be back next year, and so will Miami. And it is the off season, so let's start talking smack. As of tomorrow, we get to start talking smack again and owning the off season like we do, because we are the national championships of the off season.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Thanks to everybody out there. We really do appreciate you tuning in to the Voice of College Football's Miami Postgame Show. We'll see you next year. Have a great one.
See you.
Toodles.